Yeat is undoubtedly the most talked about artist right now. I've never seen an artist with more viral songs on TikTok, and he even has his music in the show Euphoria. His music has been doing crazy numbers, and as you can tell by this multitude of metrics, he's only going up from here. I wholeheartedly believe that his new album that's coming out, Too Alive, is going to make him mainstream. But to most people, it just seems like Yeat came out of nowhere, especially because of how fast he blew up, with some people even calling him an industry plant. So it's left everyone wondering, how did Yeat take over the rap game? So instead of boring you with the same information that every single Yeat video on YouTube is copied from the OGM interview, I scoured the internet to find everything about Yeat's progression pre-2021, and I even found what might be his first song. So starting off in 2017, that's the year that Yeat began his career, and it honestly seemed like a pretty good start. From what I've discovered, he built relationships with artists and producers throughout the year, and he had a decent little fan base. For example, he had a song with Austin Skinner called Collateral. He also had another song with Big Baby Gucci, who's another pretty popular artist right now, and the song was pretty fire.
Bright green, dirty yellow, show me love. Mix it with this minor, I'm telling you I love drugs. I'm off a bean, no, I don't.
I'm assuming Big Baby Gucci and the other artists that he worked with were a lot smaller at the time, and they formed relationships relatively naturally, although it's impossible to tell for sure without going back in time. Anyway, Yeat wasn't too bad right off the bat. All the songs and snippets I heard from 2017 were pretty solid, especially for it being his first year of music. He still sounded pretty similar to how he does now, just with a slightly worse mix and pretty basic beats. And after hours of digging, I was even able to find what might be his first song, and at the very least it was one of his earliest songs.
I don't need no help, I don't need no friends, I ain't saying it again, I ain't saying it again. I don't need no help, I don't need no friends, I ain't saying it again, I ain't saying it again. I don't need no help.
Not too bad for one of your first songs. Unfortunately though, every other song I can find from 2017 that he made or was featured on, such as this one, is deleted. I'm assuming he had a decent bit of buzz going into 2018 because of how seemingly known he was going to be the next year. 2018 was a very good year for Yeat's progression. One of his first songs from 2018 was featuring Big Baby Gucci and Draco McCoy called No Pressure. I found one of his now deleted songs from 2018 called Young Slime, and honestly it's still pretty fire. I heard he just recently deleted it, but I would totally listen to the song if it was still on streaming services today. I also believe that 2018 was the year that he got management that had industry connections. Those managers would be Jay Rich, who I'm not sure still manages him, but Yeat does still follow him, and Lil Nextel, who is still a manager for Yeat. Lil Nextel, oddly enough, had been working with artists like X, Ski, and the rest of Members Only back in 2016. He also works for Pop Smoke, so I'm assuming he's the one who helped Yeat get industry connections with artists like Nestle, Danny Wolf, and Streamcut, which he would utilize throughout the rest of 2018. Speaking of industry connections, Big Baby Gucci mentioned on Twitter Yeat signing a big deal in 2018, which must have been in reference to Yeat working with Streamcut, since they would release his next two projects after Deep Blue Strips. Yeat dropped a few more singles before dropping his first tape called Deep Blue Strips on September 20th of 2018. Deep Blue Strips was only 3 songs, and honestly it wasn't too bad for a first tape, especially since he was just getting into music. I found an Elevator article from 2018 on the same day he dropped his first project that gives a little more insight on Yeat's come up. Because of this article, I believe sometime in 2017 was the time that he was transitioning from Lil Yeat to Yeat. The article also mentioned that his name was a combination of the words Yeat and Heat, although I'm not sure if that's entirely true since he never mentioned it in his most recent interview, but it's possible that he confirmed it back then. A month later, he dropped what I believe is his first music video for the song Brink off of his tape Deep Blue Strips, since Brink was the biggest song off of that project. Yeat started off 2019 strong by dropping a project on January 9th, and it was called Wake Up Call. He released it with Streamcut, the company I just previously mentioned. It sounded like a mashup of a lot of mainstream beats with Yeat's unique voice on top. If you don't feel like listening to it, just imagine Yeat over some Lil Uzi or Travis Scott type of beats. On July 18th of 2019, he dropped his third project called Different Creature. This was also released with Streamcut. On this project, you could really see his signature flows being developed, but he was still lacking the crazy production, the vocal inflections, and the ad-libs that we all know and love today. One of my favorite songs off this album is called Goat Emoji, where he says in the beginning, "I'm speaking goat," and then makes a bunch of goat noises throughout the chorus.
I'm speaking goat, goat shit, this that goat shit, yeah, this that goat shit.
One of my favorite things about Yeat, and it's kind of demonstrated by this song, is that he just has like a lot of personality, and he does demonstrate it throughout his music. Even though he's rapping a lot about drugs, guns, and girls like a lot of other people, he still finds ways to make it pretty funny and put his personality into the music. It's not too hard to find a very entertaining Yeat bar. And then finally at the end of 2019, on December 27th, Yeat dropped the album I'm So Me. This project was again another big improvement of his quality. His mixes got better, and it seemed like he was experimenting with those amazing ad-libs that we know and love today. He also continued to sharpen his flows on this album, album, and I believe that this was his first album without assistance from Streamcut since they aren't credited anywhere on the album. Again, I can't speak for his numbers since there's not really a great way to check how many followers and stuff he had back then. However, it's safe to assume that he was still steadily growing his fan base as he also had a few industry connections. Just wanted to pop in real quick to say, if you're enjoying the video so far, make sure to leave a like, and if you're really enjoying, make sure to subscribe for more hip-hop and music related content. 2020 is when I believe that Yeat really hit his stride musically. The music he was putting out was way better than before, and he continued growing. I think the song Nobu, which unfortunately is only on SoundCloud, shows off perfectly how much he developed his sound. Let's go get in that belly and just see what we get to now. He dropped a bunch of singles and 2 small EPs, quite the contrast to how much music he would drop in 2021. And for some reason, pretty much all the music he dropped in 2020 is only available on SoundCloud. Maybe he was just stocking up music for the next year, I'm not really sure. Vocally though, Yeat had his sound down. His voice has always been unique, but he had some of the most well-mixed and energetic songs that I have heard so far at this point. His ad-libs also evolved from regular ad-libs to reverb-heavy melodies that would pan from ear to ear, making you feel as if you were in the song. His beat selection would also improve a ton this year, as the beats he would hop on would be more unique compared to what he was hopping on before. Again, like I said, I'm not exactly sure how popular Yeat was at this time, but there's no doubt he had a pretty decent sized fan base, especially because of the sort of people that he was collaborating with at the time, such as underground legends Summrs, Autumn, and a few others. I'm sure most of you watching this video are familiar with Yeat's work from 2021, so I'm not going to touch on it too much. 2021 is the year that Yeat blew up, originally from songs like Sorry About That and Get Busy, but by the end of the year, half of his album Up To Me would be dominating the internet, TikTok especially. I personally found him from Get Busy, and I filmed a reaction video a while back. If you guys want to see that reaction video, make sure to click the card in the top right. I'm not going to lie, I was sleeping for quite a bit, but when Up To Me dropped, his music really grew on me, and now I'm glad I finally checked him out. In 2021, he dropped 3 20+ song albums and a 4-song EP. He also had tons of other singles released on SoundCloud as well. This was by far Yeat's biggest year, as he had one of the quickest rises to fame we have seen in a while in the hip-hop community. I've seen a few people throwing around the industry plant accusations, but not too many. But as I showed in this video, Yeat has been grinding for years, and he finally got his big break. I wholeheartedly believe his next album is going to shoot him straight to the mainstream, and I'm very excited. By the time this video gets out, it's possible Yeat's album may have dropped, but as I'm seeing right now, we have a confirmed Young Thug feature, we have a Gunna feature, we have a Sofago feature possibly. This album's looking super awesome, and I'm really excited to hear it when it drops. Anyways, this has been Matty Balls. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time.